You're probably watching this video because you got invited to a Wildtree tasting and maybe didn't know what it was. This is a really good way for you to kind of get an idea of what Wildtree is before you get to the tasting. Or you've been invited to place an order through a book show or a catalog show. And this is a really good way to kind of find out exactly what it is before you place your order and what you might decide to get. Or maybe you're just interested in finding out exactly what Wildtree is and thinking about placing an order or hosting a tasting or maybe even becoming a rep. Now, if you've never been to a Wildtree tasting, imagine that your friends and family haven't either. Wouldn't that be cool if you were the first one in your neighborhood to host a tasting and introduce Wildtree to your area? What I'm here to do is to show you how you can bring healthy eating back into your kitchen, in addition to saving time and money. We have all natural foods that are simple and healthy that you can make in 20 minutes or less. Wildtree's all natural foods. No preservatives, no MSG, no food dyes, no fillers. So none of that stuff that you don't want in your food. We also are a peanut-free facility and no high fructose corn syrup in our products either. Wildtree manufactures its own product line in its own factory. That makes us very unique. We are able to control the ingredients and what goes into our products. Our company was started by a woman named Leslie Monti, and she had 2 children with dietary restrictions. One had diabetes and one had a childhood disease that left effects on his coronary artery and also made him unable to process preservatives and food colorings. How does she keep up an active family and make cooking quick and easy? Well, her and her parents came up with shortcuts, and then Wildtree is their shortcuts. So I call Wildtree cooking from scratch with shortcuts and directions. So it's all quick and easy, and you know it's healthy, and you know what's in your food. My favorite quote of Leslie's is, "I wasn't looking to start a company, I was just trying to make dinner." Isn't that the question that we all have? We just want to make dinner and we want to make it quick and easy and healthy. That's exactly what Wildtree can do for you. Now I want you to think about your friends and family and the people that you know. Do you know somebody that has diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease, or any type of food allergy? These are the people that we are trying to reach. These people need Wildtree. Going to the grocery store, going to Whole Foods stores, you're still taking the time to read the labels. The brands change, the labels change on a regular basis. Once you find the Wildtree product that you like and that you know your family can handle, you're going to love it for life. We're all about giving people better choices for the foods that they give to their family, and I'm here to make your shopping easier. I'm going to give you a couple comparisons on why you need Wildtree. I'm sure that you've made tacos at your house, and I can tell you that the packet that you buy at the store is going to have some ingredients in it that you don't necessarily know what it is, and I'm going to help you figure that out. One of those ingredients is silicone dioxide, and silicone dioxide is the same thing that you find in those little white packets when you buy purses or shoes that says, "Do not eat, please throw away." Yes, that's in your taco seasoning, as well as other dry seasonings you're going to find at the grocery store. So why is it in there? Stuff that sits at the grocery store is intended to have a shelf life of 5 years. It's in a manufacturing plant. It's in a warehouse. It's on a truck. It might be in another warehouse, and it sits on your grocery store shelf. And who knows how long it's going to be at any of those locations. However, Wildtree has an answer. We have our own taco seasoning. It's got no silicone dioxide, no MSG, no preservatives, and it's going to cost the same per serving, if not less, than what you're going to buy at the grocery store. So why wouldn't you use the Wildtree taco seasoning? Let me tell you, when you open and smell the jar at the tasting that you go to, you'll be hooked. Another example is chili seasoning. Again, Wildtree has a chili seasoning. And the chili seasoning that you're going to find at the store, again, is going to have MSG. It's going to have silicone dioxide. It's also going to have something called, I have to look it up here, ethoxyquin. And ethoxyquin is labeled as a pesticide and a rubber preservative. Ew, that's in our food. It's also listed as a poison and a hazardous chemical in the OSHA handbook. Yeah, I don't think that we want that in our food. Of course, Wildtree products don't have any ethoxyquin in their products. Some other things that you might find in your foods might be high fructose corn syrup. And what high fructose corn syrup does is it dampens the signal in your brain to tell you when you're full. And most breads that you find out there have high fructose corn syrup. Yeah, I've done it, I'm sure you have. You sit down, it's late one night, you're hungry, you haven't had dinner, and you sit down and you eat the whole loaf of bread. Okay, maybe I'm the only one, but let me know if you've done it too. Well, it's because your body doesn't tell you when it's full. And for those of you who are on those low carb diets, it's hard, you know, to stay away from that bread. Well, I'm assuming that's probably why. So we're trying to stay away from breads and all foods that have high fructose corn syrup. Wildtree also has a ketchup with no high fructose corn syrup. Try finding that at the grocery store. And we also have an awesome blueberry jam that has no high fructose corn syrup. Let me tell you, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches here at our house are a hit. My kids absolutely love the jam. There's another thing too. If you've ever bought Betty Crocker white frosting, you would think the white color would come from cream or egg whites. Well, I'm sorry to tell you that that is actually something called titanium dioxide, and it's a chemical found in house paint. That's what gives that frosting its white color. Well, I'm glad to tell you Wildtree now has frosting. We have vanilla frosting and we have chocolate frosting. We even have yellow cake mix now, so you can make it a true happy birthday if you're making somebody a cake or cupcakes. And there's a myth that I'd like to dispel. You're thinking Wildtree is good for me, healthy, it probably tastes bad, right? No. Wildtree is awesome. My kids love it, my family loves it. Everything that you're gonna try is like grandma's homemade, because that's basically what Wildtree is. Wildtree is cooking from scratch with shortcuts and directions. So you are definitely gonna love all the products. And that's why it's really important for you to actually go to a tasting and try the products for yourself.